everybody. Welcome to FreshBaked Disney, the best of Disney Bake Fresh Daily. I'm your host, David, and I am, of course, at D23 on a Saturday morning. That's the show floor just behind us, and I'm about ready to go in there to get my first taste of what's happening this year at D23. It's 11 o'clock. I've been here for about 3 hours. I got here at, well, no, almost 3.5 hours. I registered for media. They opened the doors at 9 a.m. Started letting people in. I got in the doors at 9:30. And I have to say that so far, the beginning of this experience at D23 has been so much easier than the previous 2 times I've been, where they had us everybody corralled out there in the quad area, that common area out in front of the convention center. This year they put us in another hall, which was great. So, you know, it was very casual, very comfortable, chatted up some friends in the queue, wait to get in, and now I'm about ready to go in. I don't know what to expect. I'm a little, I don't know what to do. There's so much that I'm prepared to get into here in just a minute, and I think I'm just gonna take you guys in there with me and see what happens. There's so much to focus on. There's booths, there's pavilions, there's panels, there's cosplay. Everything is happening here all at once, and I don't know where to look. Because look, yeah, I mean, look at this. You got, it's everywhere, you guys. Okay, so let's actually get into the show floor, though, I think. And I'm gonna start all the way over on the edge and just work my way around. Now, you may have noticed I am solo right now. Liz couldn't make it because she can't go on her feet for more than an hour or 2, so she's not going to be here this weekend. Ian is presently in the Walt Disney Studios panel. That goes for a couple hours, actually. So it's just you and me right now walking this show floor, and this line right here is to get into Heroes and Villains. What is that? Oh, it's costumes. Oh my. Oh my. Oh, look, it's Elsa. Hi, Elsa. Okay, I guess we'll just make our way down this aisle here. I am completely flying blind and flying solo. That is the Disney Dream Store. Look at that queue. That queue right there is to buy stuff. Oh my goodness. That's the queue to buy stuff. This is the queue to get in. OMG. This is what all the folks who were, you know, camped out overnight on Thursday or Wednesday night. Was it Thursday? Yeah. Are here for merchandise. They're not here for the booth. They're not here for the panels. Well, they are, but not yesterday, or Thursday, I should say. And they're not here for the pavilions. They were here to buy merchandise. It's crazy. Look at this. Oh, I'm wondering if I should save this for later with Ian. But this is one of the things that I was most looking forward to seeing this D23 season, the Imagining Tomorrow Today Pavilion, which is enormous and will feature Epcot and stuff that's going on at Disney World mostly, but it does have the Avengers campus in there. It's not, it says Imagining Tomorrow Today, but it's not necessarily Tomorrowland. It's just about the future of the parks. And Avengers campus is right in there. I'm going to try to see if I can't hold out and save that for Ian. I'm laughing. Add this to the list of things I'll never see today or tomorrow. The Mickey's of Glendale pin store. The queue, I don't even know where this is. FreshBaked. Hey, how's it going? The queue is ridiculous on that. There's switchbacks, and here's the queue right there. It's all, man, Mickey's of Glendale is legit. Oh my gosh, look at these guys. I love Disney Bounders. Love Disney Bounders. Oh my God, look at this. There's just no way I'm going in there today, right? Wow, look at that. That queue goes on and on and on. They are literally just sitting. That's not, that guy's taking a nap. Okay, taking a nap in a queue at D23 is not a good sign. My goodness gracious. Oh my God. thing is, you know, when I saw him earlier, I was like, that belt looks like a Han Solo belt. I just now got it. I just now got it. I'm like, why is he wearing a Han Solo belt? Because he's bounding his Aulani Solo. All right, break the floor because they're starting to queue up for the Haunted Mansion 50th anniversary panel. Okay, it's a good 45 minutes before the beginning of the panel. This is all gold. I think it's standby reservations. There's a whole other queue back here for reservations. It is madness. Thank goodness I did manage to get a media invite for this one, so I'm going to get to sneak in there a little bit. But my goodness, this is serious business. Now, while we're waiting for this, guys, I've already done one panel this morning. So I just got done with my first panel of this year's D23. The Digging Deeper, Uncovering Disney's Hidden History panel. And that was very enjoyable. It's a small little panel they did in the archive stage, and I'm really glad that I got to start off with this one because one of the things that I'm finding more enjoyable as I dig deeper myself into the history of Disney is into the stuff from the 50s and, you know, in the early animation periods. And that's the kind of thing that these guys are focusing on. Wonderful archivists. This panel was great. One of the things that right off the bat that they uncovered for us, and I don't know if you're a fan of Fantasia, but the Night on Bald Mountain scene with Chernabog is a favorite for a lot of fans. I know Liz enjoys that scene quite a lot. She enjoys Fantasia quite a lot. They confirmed that Bela Lugosi was the, what do you want to call it, the live action body model for Chernabog, and they showed these images, which they wouldn't let you film or take pictures, but they showed images of Bela Lugosi without a shirt on doing Chernabog, and then they would record it and then, you know, do their maquettes and their art based on his performance. Fascinating. This is the kind of thing that I love learning about. Hey, how's it going, guys? Now, this panel was being put on by the Hyperion Historical Alliance. They do a lot of publications. They do a lot of archiving, preserving old history, Disney history, animation history, and sort of curating stuff that they have found, you know, throughout the world. You know, artists coming forward with their own personal collections. Check out the Hyperion Historical Alliance. They've got a few books. As a matter of fact, they're working on one about the making of Disneyland 1959, which fascinates me. In case you don't know, that's the period when they built Matterhorn, Monorail. It's a fascinating period in Disneyland history, so I'm looking forward to that book. And they've also got a series out called They Drew As They Pleased, which was, well, I don't know. They referenced it. I don't know exactly what it is. I'm going to look into that. There's a booth down here for the HHA. That's what they call themselves. It's pretty cool. So stay tuned for more on that. Hopefully we'll be able to walk by their booth today. Well, guys, it's been a breakneck pace so far for my D23 day. I've got a smattering of coverage from the floor, skipped a few things here and there, been to a panel. The last panel I went to, the Haunted Mansion panel, was totally unexpected. I was expecting something closer to what we saw at Midsummer Screen, which was a bunch of Imagineers talking about the history of the Haunted Mansion, but we didn't get anything like that. It was basically broken up into two halves, and the first half was Disney, well, not an Imagineer, Illusioneering is what he called it. Daniel Joseph did some demonstrations, some live demonstrations of some of the illusions that get done in the Haunted Mansion, illusions that he showed us that we could do at home with some household products. Now, it was cool that Daniel Joseph was the man who was doing these demonstrations for us, as he is the Imagineer who was responsible for bringing back the Hatbox Ghost, which is pretty cool. And then the second half, they brought out Exitentio's daughter, or granddaughter, I should say, and they gave a little bit of history about Exitentio and his involvement in both the Haunted Mansion and the Pirates of the Caribbean, being the story writer for both attractions. And they specifically mentioned an early draft of the Haunted Mansion story from beginning to end, all the way through from the stretching room to the very end in the graveyard scene. He had an early draft that was quite a bit different than what we've seen, what we see today at a Haunted Mansion. And they did a live dramatic reading of that script. They brought out his granddaughter. She did part of it. She did the Madame Leota scenes. Then they brought out Sally Slater, who is the girl with the parasol in the stretching room, and then Uncle Dudley, who is a Muppet. You've probably heard of him. He's got a very demonic voice, a very Haunted Mansion voice, and he was the narrator, he was the ghost host, as it were. So Sally Slater, she does the sides, the description, setting the scene, as it were, and then Uncle Dudley did the narration as a ghost host, and it was fantastic. I wish I could have shown you, no filming, no photography, I wish I could have shown you, but it was fantastic. I really enjoyed that. It was a much different panel than I had expected, and I'm glad to have seen it. Very spooky room, by the way. So anyway, right now I am waiting to go into my third panel of the day, just behind me. We're heading into Immersive Worlds, featuring Joe Rohde and Scott Trowbridge. They're probably going to talk about Avatar or Pandora. Probably they're going to talk about Galaxy's Edge. Hopefully something new and interesting. Can't wait. We got Ian in there with me as well. He's in there already. So we're going to compare notes when this is done. Stay tuned, FreshBaked. Oh, look, there's Ian.
Hey there. Well, hello everybody. I have a book, I have notes, I am prepared to lead. We are going to talk about Immersive Worlds today.
Immersion, I think, to me, is all about extending the story. So, and once it becomes a world, once it becomes the size of a world, now you have agency, as you've taken to a whole different level in Star Wars.
Aulani is different and by design, and I think it's because we knew that people had, first of all, it's a 15-story hotel, right? You look around, we're not telling you that this is a real village, but we did actually purposely design places at Aulani that we wanted people to believe were real.
One of the things that we learned and keeps being reinforced for us is that not everybody wants to engage at the same level, and any individual might not want to engage at the same level over the course of a day or even an hour. So we need to be able to give people the freedom where they can decide to engage. And
We work on these worlds, for years to prepare them for all of you. But they really are, as Scott said, brought to life by you.
So Ian, welcome to the show.
I've technically I was here the whole.
Oh yeah, he's been here longer than I have, but this is the first time we've gotten him on camera this morning. The reason why I turned the camera on you right now, Ian, is because we just got done with the Immersive Worlds panel.
Yes.
I have a specific takeaway from it, but I wanted to see what your thoughts were.
I wanted to do a whole seminar series.
Yeah.
Because they all have brought unique perspectives, but none of them were more right or wrong than the other.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah,
different projects call for different approaches, and even then, different approach. There's no one solution, right?
And I think that's why they
curate design. There's no one solution to any design problem. There's different ways to approach it with its own benefits and drawbacks.
Yeah, which is probably why they curated the panel the way they did to show that, to showcase that. Yeah.
So how do they?
I'm becoming more fond of Scott Trowbridge.
Yeah. He's done a lot of good work.
Well, because I was worried because he comes from Universal.
Yeah, but the stuff he did at Universal was
pretty good. Yeah.
Spider-Man ride.
Yeah.
His work at Universal was all excellent.
But I really liked his contributions to the panel. Although I do have one question. There was a point when he asked the audience.
So I want to ask.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we've been talking about is this idea about how we're engaging our audiences, all of you, and kind of making this shift. If there is one shift maybe that we're making, from the 50s to now, it is, I think we're trying to open up more room for our audience, for you all to become a part of this story. Do you guys like that idea?
Do you like what we're doing?
It was a little. The thing is different things call for interaction. I think I think the choice to make Millennium Falcon interactive was the right one, because if I'm in a spaceship, I want to fly the spaceship.
Yeah. Well, we certainly don't want just another Star Tours.
Yeah, I think. I don't think it's solely an answer of everything should be super interactive or everything should be passive.
Yeah.
Different experiences call for different levels of interaction, and they touched on that.
Yeah.
That not everyone or everything needs to be that.
But
wants to be that.
Did you get from that, because it wasn't a question that he was answering, he volunteered it while somebody else was speaking. Do you get the feeling like maybe he's second guessing that decision?
I think all designers second guess everything, right? Just like they do anytime whether it's a storyteller, you have to. It's not so much that you finish it, so much as someone claws it away from you and says, "No, you're done."
You're right. No, it's definitely true. There is no finish line. They said that.
Any designer, even if there's any,
there has to be a done point.
Even more technical projects, say, "Oh no, Tom, we could make it better. I'm not done yet." You're always going to have what if we could have done that?
So true.
I don't think it's necessarily having, oh, did we mess up because people said something so much. And maybe there's a little, but I think it's just so much as a designer. Did you guys like it?
Yeah.
Like,
I felt bad for him. I really did feel bad for him in that moment.
You want to make the best most thing that people will enjoy.
Yeah.
So you want to know, well, if that wasn't what you wanted, then let's figure something else out so I can go make something you will like.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah. Well, okay, that was my takeaway. It's like I appreciated that sort of bit of candor from him on that, which was cool.
And I did enjoy the moment where apparently because last night.
Oh yeah,
gave Joe a tour.
Because you said
Joe was still kind of in designer mindset. Oh, which one's real? Which one's not real? And Scott insisted, no, they're all real.
I like that. I dug it.
Magic model.
Yeah, I dug it. I was like, I would have thought that would have been reversed.
And again, I appreciate both of this because like one's going as designer, but if you're giving someone a tour, you want to show them treat it like it is.
I would have thought that Joe Rohde would have been the more believe in magic you muggle, and Trowbridge would have been more the robot, but they almost kind of reversed.
I mean, do you follow Joe on Twitter or Instagram?
I do, but kind of, I don't, not deeply. I mean, I follow him.
Yeah. I mean, he always has these very long, almost essay-long posts on which my God, the patience to type out that long an essay on Instagram, on an Instagram post, dear Lord. But like, he posted like he had just gone to Gouge's Edge for the first time last night. It's like, I have to keep telling myself not to look at it through a designer's eyes.
Yeah. And then
try to just be there. Yeah.
Well, it's hard to do, I guess, when you're like being a filmmaker.
I'm a fan, and it's hard to do that sometimes.
I know, right? Yeah.
Much less someone who works on that for a living and has to try to shut that part of your brain off that you use all the time. Not shut it off. That's the wrong word.
Yeah.
But allow it to tell it to not engage. Right.
Yep.
Tell that brain, no, you don't have to work right now.
Yeah. All right. We got one more thing to do today.
Yeah.
Let's go check out Imaginary.
We've got lots more videos for you to see, so grab a churro and check out some of our other videos and have your mind blown by how much fun we're having. We truly are the best of Disney Bake Fresh Daily. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and we'll see you next time. Fresh Baked!